What's up, guys? In today's video, we're actually going to be talking about our 5-step process that we go through whenever we repossess a home from a buyer that stops making payments.
Yeah, we're actually going through that situation right now. One of our tenant buyers, they actually needed to move out of the property that they've been making us payments, and so now we have to repossess and resell the home. So we want to take you along the journey as we go through that process.
Yeah, but as always, guys, go ahead and do us a big favor. Smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell button to be notified of videos we post every week. Yeah, it's so funny. We're actually driving this community right now, so y'all gonna get a first take look at. We don't even know what the interior of the home looks like, but you know, we put a lot of time into vetting this couple that purchased this home. So you know, my fingers are crossed, but I feel really good about what the interior is gonna look like.
And what are some of the stigmas that you've heard about buyers of mobile homes? I mean, I've heard a ton of stuff online, but what are some of the things that you've heard?
I would say the top 3 are, they're not going to make their payments to us on time. They're not going to make their lot rent payment on time. And, if they stop making payments to us, by the time we get the home back, the home is going to be completely trashed out. Is that true? Would you say any of that is true?
No, it's not true. I think, what we've done really well is just vetting our buyers so that, we're getting really qualified people in there that have pride of ownership. They're excited about this property. They're not trying to trash it. They're actually upgrading the property. I mean, I don't know how many times we've got a property back that's been upgraded.
So when you're, vetting out these individuals, when you find the right individual or couple for your home, they are looking at this as an opportunity. So, they're not taking this opportunity for granted. When they do get the home, they feel like really lucky because they know, they're grateful. There's a lot of people out there that want the same home that they want, that they now have, and they take a lot of pride of ownership with the home. And I think that's why so many of the homes that we sell, on payments, you look back, 12 months later, many of the homes just look in better condition than they were when we initially sold it.
Yeah, so I mean, we've had to learn. I know in the beginning we were like, oh, are we gonna get it back in a couple months and it's gonna be trash, or whatever the case. But honestly, we've had some amazing tenants. Actually, this couple that we're getting this home back from right now, they paid early every single month. They were very, very diligent about keeping us updated with anything going on with the property. We've had a great experience. Obviously we're not making any repairs to the property. We're not landlords, but they always have, we've never had any issues. That's been the majority of our cash flow properties.
Yeah, they paid early every single month. And the only reason they're even looking at, getting out of the contract right now is because they inherited another property from another family member that passed away.
Just by their character, as well as they have kept their payments up, as well as they've kept communication. I'm not worried about this property, to be honest. It wasn't a bad situation where they're like, I can't afford this, I gotta go, and they're dipping off. We've had that situation happen in the past though, and still, nonetheless, we've had to make a few repairs, but I think as long as you have the right communication relationship with your tenant buyer, you can work through those situations. But we're excited to see it. I think we're pulling up right now.
All right, guys, so just arriving to this home, one of the first things I'm looking at is the exterior of the property. I just want to make sure I'm not seeing any type of damage on the siding. I try to do as much of a roof inspection as I can. I'm really just checking the exterior, seeing if I see any type of apparent water damage, any type of drastic rust. But for the most part, this looks really well. He maintained it. He actually repainted this home. When he got it, it did not look like this when we sold the home to him. So yeah, one of the first things that I like to look at is the landscaping as well, because when you go and reintroduce yourself to the park manager, let them know you're repossessing the home, they're gonna tell you, hey, I'm gonna need you to bring the landscaping up to park standards. So looking at this home here, there's nothing that really needs to be fixed. There was actually a big tree right here a couple trees. They actually took those down. I don't think that our tenants took it down. I think the park took it down, but for the most part, we're making sure that there's no type of weeds, rocks out of place, things like that, and any type of trash, debris. Everything looks great. Always checking out the skirting. That's one of the things that the park manager is going to request for you to fix, but everything looks great, man. We've got no complaints here. Again, we try to check as much as we can along the roof and even the carport. A lot of the time when we get these homes back, the carport is usually damaged, but everything's panning out. We got no complaints. Since it doesn't need any type of work, we can literally put this back on the market today and get it sold today. So we're really excited about that. So far, so good on the exterior, but the most important thing is seeing what we got on the inside. So let's see what we got. So the first thing I'm looking at is the flooring within the home. I really want to see, are there any soft spots? Is there any type of apparent damage? And this looks amazing. This wasn't installed here when we first moved in whatsoever. As you can see, the carpet is not perfect, but again, I'm mainly feeling for soft spots. I'm looking for any type of damage. I'm looking for any type of discoloration, especially here in the corners. When you're, getting these homes back, a lot of people put their furniture here, like TV stands, bookshelves, and that's usually where you find the most soft spots. So it looks pretty good. The next thing that I want to do, I'm always checking the plumbing. So what I'm going to go in here, I'm simply going to do a test. I want to make sure the toilet flushes well. I want to make sure the hot water turns on. And this is in both bathrooms, including the shower head. So let's check it out. So far, so good. Quick flush on the toilet. Whenever you're flushing the toilet, you want to make sure that there's no leaks. You want to make sure the toilet completely flushes. You want to make sure the pressure is well. This looks great. They've kept this up. I see no leaks, and everything looks well. And then I'm also going to check the shower head. I want to make sure the shower pressure is adequate as well, and as well making sure the hot and cold water work. Yeah, we're good. Always testing the hot and cold water in the kitchen. And not only testing the hot and cold water, actually this feels great, everything is well here. Always check underneath the sink just to make sure you don't see any type of leaks going on whatsoever. So this looks well. Our tenant actually reinstalled all this piping, this entire sink, this entire faucet. All this is pretty new. He put this in within the past year. So we are good to go here. Guys, you cannot leave the home without doing an AC check. So what I did here, I literally just turned it on. I'm checking to make sure that the fans work. I'm making sure that I feel cool air coming out the vents. We're good to go. And you want to make sure you check the hot and cold. So check the heat already. And then now I'm making sure that the vent, I like to leave it on for a few minutes just in case anything's out of the ordinary. Everything checked out and looks good. So we're gonna move on to the ceiling inspection. What I'm trying to do is see if I see any type of water damage. I'm looking up, I'm seeing if I see any type of discoloration, any type of light brown, dark brown, kind of rustic orange spots. And so far it looks good. Especially with these older homes, when you're talking about homes built in the late 70s, early 80s, you tend to see a lot of sagging, especially with these panels here. But it looks like everything checks out. These areas here, this is where you're gonna see a lot of rot and things like that, a lot of water damage here. This can tell us everything that's going on. If this is discolored and soft, you have a problem. But everything looks good. It doesn't look like they just painted over it. Sometimes you gotta make sure your tenants aren't just going in there painting over all the water damage spots. You want to make sure you do a quick feel and test to make sure everything pans out. But everything's looking solid in here so far. I'm gonna stretch it across into this last bedroom, and then what we always have is some type of a handyman going and just walking the roof. I'm not gonna do it myself, but we usually have our handyman walk the roof just to make sure it matches what we're seeing with the ceiling. Yeah, so everything looks good. The last thing we're gonna do is just check the electrical. He actually installed this new dishwasher. He brought in this new stove, this new refrigerator, and even left the washer and dryer here. So this is actually going to increase the value of the home. We're actually going to be able to ask a higher asking price for this property. But let's go ahead and check out the electrical in the last bathroom and bedroom. Cool, everything looks great. And like I said, it's very important to check the outlets. You can literally bring in your charger, make sure the majority of the outlets work in the home. If they don't, it's not a big deal. We can always get that fixed. You know, that's what we have the professional handyman for. But you want to make sure you're doing a thorough check. We'll slide into the kitchen area. And this is very important that you check as much as possible. You see where the light switch is here. Garbage disposal is working. Cool.
Okay, so now that we're at the park, one of the very first things we want to do is actually reintroduce ourselves to the park manager so that we can, one, let them know, okay, this tenant is moving out, we're going to be taking over the lot rent, and also we want to make sure they understand that we're going to be sending new buyers through to get qualified and understand what that application process looks like. Has anything changed? We just want to get re-familiar with the park manager and let them know what process we're actually going to go through. Okay, so we walked in, the park manager's not in right now, but we were able to get the phone number directly to the park manager. So we're gonna give them a call. We're gonna do the same thing over the phone, reintroduce ourselves. This is super important, guys. You don't wanna do this behind the park manager's back. You wanna make sure that they're in the loop, we're all on the same team, and they're helping you to get the home resold and back on the market.
All right, and now for the final step, which is reselling the home. Samara, what are our options so far?
Yeah, so we can either just list the home, sell it for cash, or we can ask for a higher down payment and sell it on payments and collect cash flow again. Based on the condition of the property, I'm thinking we could resell that for somewhere around $18,000.
Or we can list it for somewhere around $25,000 to $27,000 on payments, possibly even have our buyer bring in a higher down payment and take that route. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about that, figure out which route we wanna go. But if this was your home, this was your opportunity, you know, which choice would you go with?
Yeah, absolutely. And so we hope you guys got value out of this video. If you want to learn more about investing in mobile homes and getting started with Trailer Cash Academy, what do they need to do, Jay?
Guys, you need to go ahead and click the link below this video. It's a free webinar. Definitely get tuned in. And then when you're ready to get started, be sure to apply with us, our team, to help you get situated, help you get started. And we're excited for you to join our family, guys. If you got value out of this video, again, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and be on the lookout for the next video next week.
Thanks for watching, guys.